Winsters! Welcome back.
Welcome back, Stars. We are back for another episode of Live from the Bed, straight from our
Beds.
respective chairs, because
For us, bed means
comfort. Yeah, and anything. You're right.
can be couch, chair, bed, wherever you're most comfortable. For me today, it's my bed.
For me today, it is my new handy dandy swivel chair from Staples.
Ooh, it's leather.
It's pleather, but it looks like leather.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not the ugliest office chair. You know how office chairs normally have that hideous appearance. It's not the ugliest, but I needed something for comfort.
Yeah, you're a working girl.
I'm a working girl.
You are so professional.
You know, this button-up Henley just says it all.
As Henleys tend to do. How many eyelashes do you want on your face? I could throw so many at you, just like I did with the kitty paws. It was really nice when I thought about it, but now not so much. Enjoy our little show, LFTB podcast.
Wonderful job.
I'm waiting for the roars from the audience.
Sorry about that. We've been having a little bit of a technical difficulty getting that studio recorded version of.
I've been really having a hard time finding the original soundtrack I used to record those two songs. I don't know if you guys want me to just record an a cappella, or if that won't be the same, or if you want me to, have my brother or some musical artist find a way to replicate the song.
That's a good idea.
Almost like an acoustic version.
Right. Maybe we could do an acoustic version.
Let's do an acoustic duet.
Harp.
Oh, on the harp?
On the harp.
Now that would be beautiful and angelic.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, maybe quarterly we switch it up. First we do the harp, then we do the electric guitar. We give a
rock and roll type of song.
And then maybe R&B, a little hip hop,
A lullaby.
And then we finish it off with a lullaby.
Put everybody to sleep.
But not too asleep.
Half asleep.
Still
awake, but fading away.
Exactly.
And also, might I just throw this out there? I am not planning on dying anytime soon, but I do have funeral plans. And when I go, I would like the song that everybody enters the building to be repeated kitty paws and eyelashes.
I like the sound of that.
You'll be there, so you better like the sound of it.
Am I going to be your funeral organizer?
You are, actually. And I don't know if you want those duties, but you hold the responsibility.
I feel like you've shared with me more information about your plans for your funeral than you have shared with most people. So I think if anyone, I would be the best prepared.
Yeah. Some people, they get scared. They go, oh, don't talk about it. When I tell my mom about my funeral, she goes, oh, I can't. Don't ever bring that up again. And I go, I'm just planning. I just want this party to be, I want my send-off to be
a party. No crying. You're not, actually, a lot of crying. A lot of crying, but then only for an allotted amount of time. And then I have to tell people, okay, everybody,
let's pause the crying, resume when you get home, but for now, let's party.
Let's party. Here's a shot. Take it. You have to.
We weed everywhere. And everybody that goes has to smoke.
There's not an option for them.
Even like Keb, Kaylin, my grandparents, everybody. So.
Well,
you're not going
to die for a long time, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man.
It is what it is, and I just want to be prepared.
Little Rooter just popped into the screen. I think give the people what they want.
She just brought her little body over here.
She knows that her fame is right around the corner, so.
Yeah, she's honestly ready for whatever. Look at her tail.
Looks like a backwards 7.
She's ready for fame and she's ready for the spotlight.
I agree.
She has really been learning. I've been teaching her like red carpet behavior.
Yes, her angles that she needs to know.
Angles, her, stay in one place, maybe turn your head a little, do a couple of little trots. She loves to trot. I'll be there to rub under her neck the whole time.
My cat does this really, really awesome move. Maybe you could teach her. She sits in the perched cat position, the with the feet like this.
Yes.
Wraps her tail around her feet.
Ooh, beautiful.
But what she does, this is an interesting move. So she wraps the tail tightly, almost like she's hugging herself with her tail.
Her body.
One foot in, and then she puts the other foot in after. But the kicker here is if the other foot doesn't fit perfectly, she holds it up. And she does that a lot. She'll be sitting sleeping with one paw up and the other one tucked.
We're gonna have to get a workshop going on here because that move, I'm picturing it in my head how graceful she looks when she's doing it. Look at.
I have a picture too. It's kind of interesting because before I realized this was a normal occurrence, the first time I ever saw her do it, this move is only about a year old.
Oh, so it's new. She's developed it recently.
Yeah, the first time I noticed it, I'm sitting in my bed in my old house. She's sitting at the end of my bed and not on the bed, on the floor. And I look down and I just see her sleeping with one paw up. And I go, that's crazy. Take a picture of it, put it on my story. A friend of mine replies and goes, oh my gosh, Colby, do you see the face in her paw? Do you see the face? I have to send you this because this is it's really something spectacular. And I go, I didn't notice it, but there's a face in her paw. And not only is it a face, it's her face.
Wait, what?
I need to show you this because
it's on one paw?
It's always the same paw, I feel like.
So is it a shape she's creating with it?
No, you'll see.
I'm very curious as to what face is in her paw.
It's her face too. You'll know exactly what I mean when I show you.
I do want to sign my Rooter up for some classes with her.
She charges a pretty expensive rate, but I have a coupon code for you.
Okay, so. I have a different deal here. Mine, she is a professional. She's a professional. Her positions that she specializes in are laying down positions.
Okay.
So mine. Some nice, if she wants to do a photo shoot or something.
When she was a mommy.
Oh my God.
Her babies.
That's crazy.
That's not what I was meaning to show you, but I just have literally so many pictures of my cat. Found it. All right. I'm going to show you right through here so the world can see as well.
Please.
So this is her. This is the pose that she does with her paw up. Look at the face.
Oh my God, that is her. It's like on the top. It's like right here.
Yeah.
But I thought you were talking about under here.
Oh, on the.
Actually, I can show you an example.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Yes.
And those are the honorable kitty paws I sing about.
But that's a face.
That is a face. She has a face paw.
Yeah, and it's her face, which is even crazier.
Now, if that's not God, I don't know what.
Nope. Right there, face. That's just crazy. Imagine to my surprise when my friend sends me that, and I look at it and I go, wow.
That's a pretty amazing thing.
I know. So I can teach Not me, obviously, but Idos can teach Rudy how to do it if
And
you.
Rudy, yeah, I would love that. I think she would really love that opportunity to, especially for her red carpet walk. That's something we're really working on. But if yours ever wants to learn how to do photo shoots, maybe on a couch or like, some sensual poses, I
Uh,
think mine can teach you a lot.
she's a little stiff when it comes to sprawling, and I'm a
Oh,
little more comfortable.
Rudy is a master. She's a free form roller.
Everyone, this is Dusty. Dusty.
There's the face paw.
Scared, but she's not. Is this it? No, it's this one.
Oh my God.
Come on, Dusty.
Face paw.
What they want? Okay, or not. She's today. Sorry, everybody.
She's a little diva.
Yeah, but yeah, Rudy needs to teach her how to let go,
Oh yeah, and she can do that.
how to expose herself a little bit.
Yeah, let loose, roam free, explore her body. And maybe Eros could teach her how to be a little more poised.
Pull it in and
The bend and snap.
exactly.
The tail wrap.
Wrap and snap.
Oh my God. We need to sell classes. The wrap and snap. If that's not a moneymaker, I don't know what is.
That may be the best idea of 2021.
Our cats are going to be famous.
They are. The wrap and snap.
Wrap and snap. I think, oh, she's watching me. She wants to learn.
Yeah, you have to give her the motions. As an owner, it's our duty to guide them.
Names. We're going to do it together. Ready? Where's your tail? Ready? Look at the camera. Wrap and snap.
It's perfect. With a little bit of practice, I think
Wrap and snap.
Perfect. She could be the next Reese Witherspoon, if you know what I mean.
I do feel like an evil genius with her on my lap.
We were discussing Henley's petting motion, her technique.
Apparently, my petting technique is abnormal.
I wouldn't say it was abnormal. I said it was interesting. There's a difference.
I don't know.
You need to demonstrate what I'm talking about here.
Well, it seems normal to me. I just go like this.
So it's all in the fingers for her.
Yeah,
petting.
it's all in the fingers.
All in the fingers. Where I'm an arm. I use my arm
like this.
hands. But I feel like even still, I don't do that. I do more of I don't really know how to describe it. Wow, she's really enjoying it though.
I know, she's purring away her little.
Her little engine, that's what I call her. We tend to call my cat a tractor, and so her nickname has become, I guess there's a football player that they call Il Tractorcito or something like that. And so we started calling her Little Tractorcito, and then since her name is Idos, we call her Dos a lot. Little Tractorcitos. It's really
that is adorable.
yeah, because she was really, really intense purr.
And she's an aggressive girl.
She likes to ram her head.
Oh. So she might have a little CTE.
Maybe. She's a big ram every single time. It's funny. At night, we get into bed, we cuddle up. Hayden goes, "Come here, Dusty. Come here. Give me a little ram. Give me a little ram."
Yeah, for
It's really cute. And she does it. She gets all happy and she goes, like, really aggressively. Not aggressive. That's not the right word. But with force, she rams her head into you and rubs her face on you.
Honestly, that's adorable.
It is pretty cute.
And, I respect her because she is sacrificing her brain power, her CTE for
a little bit of love.
A little bit of love. And honestly, I think I might have CTE.
What injury specifically do you think caused it? If there is one that you could pinpoint.
Well, there's one time, I think I've actually realized this a couple days ago. I think I found the original stem to everything. I mean, everything I've ever gone through, I think it stems from one incident.
When
And
you just STEM, I thought you were talking about, I don't really know. I thought you meant STEM like science and math. STEM
oh,
for
I
a
don't know
second.
what that is, but no, this the root.
The root cause.
That's what I meant, the root. There was one time, I don't know if you heard of this thing. It's a day camp, a YMCA day camp where your parents would take you and drop you off in the summer, and then you would either hang out at like a school or like they would take you to the beach or like whatever. It was just a summer camp where you'd go around. And one time, one of the days we were playing in the playground of the school we were at, I was climbing on the monkey bars and I let go and I landed on my face and I got the wind knocked out of me and I blacked out for like 10 minutes and I had big cuts on my face for like 6 months. What?
Wood chips.
From wood chips, yeah. And I like fully blacked out. That was the first time I ever really passed out and hit my head.
That's dangerous.
After that, I feel like that's when things started to go awry for me.
Nothing was ever the same.
No, nothing was ever the same. That was probably fourth, fifth grade. And I was a genius up until that point. Really. People thought I was like, people will go, she's gifted.
And
And
then one monkey bars incident and
it
changed
all,
the trajectory of your life.
that's what began the CTE. And I've had other head injuries. I've had concussions, but I had 2 or 3 concussions in high school.
I feel like people underestimate the physicality contact wise of basketball. I feel like people get hit all the time in basketball.
There's so many elbows and balls to the head.
And people just literally intentionally hitting you in the
Yeah.
face.
One time, this girl, I said she was I said she looked like a chicken nugget. We were at an AAU tournament, and my team was really aggressive, and my coach was the kind of coach that didn't care. He was like, "Yeah, say all the stuff you want, just be really, really mean," and that's not proper. But I decided to embrace it, and this girl was just shoving me in the paint, just pushing me around. She was probably like 6'3". I'm telling you,
Guy in middle school. I remember you came to school one day and you had like a pretty bad bruise,
a pretty Brad Pitt bruise.
a pretty bad black eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of hits to the head, which I'm gonna get a brain. I've always wanted a brain scan just to see what's off. But I feel like a brain scan that would show me all my traumas would be really nice.
Give you some clarity.
Give me some clarity, yeah. Maybe I can find a man, a fighter.
True.
We can be on equal grounds. Both of us have CTE. We have kids. They both have CTE.
Yeah, so the theory of evolution here. Do you think that parents with brain damage,
CTE specifically?
CTE or I don't know, other forms of brain damage caused by physical, things that they've done, they've chosen to participate
Yeah.
in. I don't know, or even like car accidents or something
Yeah.
changes your brain. Do you think that your brain is altered when you pass your genetic code down to your children?
Well, either it's
How did humans just stop evolving?
I think it's because like when maybe it doesn't genetically transfer, but when you have a parent that's like really messed up in the head, like actually messed up in the head because of a blunt force trauma or something, um, I feel like their parenting style might cause a little
Okay, so it's more in the
nurture.
environment, nurture versus nature.
Yeah.
Classic conversation.
And I love nurture versus nature
It's a good one.
because based on my genetics, I should be a freaking 6 foot tall, successful businesswoman who also has a creative side, who's athletic. I should have it all. The combination of both my parents together is really like both sides of everything. I should be on top of everything. But that's not how things worked out.
But I remember you did shed some light for me on some of the things that your one of your parents' side of the family, there were some
Yeah, we got issues.
mental roadblocks.
There's some roadblocks for sure.
See, and then it's again, but it's like, is it a combination of the two? Is it one taking the wheel and the other?
Or what about when you have really good parents with really good genes and then they have a kid that's like, there's no saving them?
A few popped into my mind.
I know probably 40.
Yeah, I
will say this. I will say this right now on this podcast. Everybody that I knew from school that is pregnant or has a child currently shouldn't.
I agree.
And I'm not afraid to declare that. If you think I'm talking about you, I am. None of you guys are ready to have a kid. And none of you guys, here's how I know. And here's how I know. It's not me judging their mothering skills. I know you can't tell a mom what to do. But why are you going to Facebook for your child's health concerns?
I've seen that a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
They're going, hey moms, my baby has a severe rash all over their body and they won't stop screaming. They're starting to bleed now. Anyone know what I should do? When you're doing that,
go to the doctors.
go call a medical professional.
Yeah.
Why are you going to Facebook?
She just gave you a mustache. Make it a mustache on. That was good. It was like a handlebar.
But like, why are you going to Facebook for medical advice for your child?
Yeah, I don't really understand.
And then you post, if anybody ever comes at me for my mothering skills, I'll delete you and block you forever. It's like, well, you're putting your mothering skills out there for people to judge. So
I have seen one of those types of posts, and they said, moms, I can't afford to go to a doctor's visit. I don't think this is very severe. Does anyone know what this could be? And I understand, you had your child very young. You're probably struggling financially, so you ask around. I can understand in that situation, but if it's something where you're writing, this is severe, it's spreading, it's getting worse, that's when you should time out now.
Time out.
Go to the doctor. Spend the $50 at an urgent care to get your baby checked out.
Maybe you don't have a baby unless you could afford to save their life if you had to. It's a suggestion.
Not telling you what to do, but
not telling you what to do, but you probably should do it. Actually, I have an interesting thing that happened to me the other day. Speaking of fatherhood and motherhood, I was standing outside with Arlinda on Cahuenga, just hanging out on the street, waiting for someone inside a store. And a man walks up to us. He's pushing a baby in a stroller. This man, I'm telling you, he was sketchy looking. Like, you can just tell when somebody's not really got it all together. And he pulls up, pushing the thing, and he goes, hey, what are you guys doing right now? And we both look down and we're like, he has a freaking 4-month-old baby in the stroller right there. And we're like, and Arlinda goes, oh, I'm not from here. And I just didn't say anything. He's like, oh, well, do you guys have any free time right now? And we're like, no. He's like, oh, well, I was going to ask you to babysit and I was going to pay you $200 a day. So I'm like, I don't know you. You're asking two random strangers in the middle of Hollywood that are outside of a weed dispensary to babysit your 4-month-old baby right then and there. How sad, and now I'm wondering, who did he give that baby to?
Yeah, I was just thinking in my brain, was it going to be a babysit my child and then never return?
Or was it going to be babysit my child and I'll never return for my child?
That's what I mean. like he never
Oh,
returned.
yeah. I thought you meant like he would kidnap us, that too. But like all
No,
these thoughts were running through my head. I was like, what? Why is he asking
I
us this?
don't think you want to take the baby and go, yeah, give it to me, and never come back.
Well, I almost did. And then my mom said, don't do that.
Yeah.
And I said, but I wanted to save the baby. And then my mom said, yeah, but if you call the police, Hollywood PD isn't going to do anything about that. They only do stuff if it's like severe. They don't, like you can commit petty crimes all over Hollywood. It's like legal now. It is. You can rob a little corner store. You could probably slap a lady on the street if you want.
Nothing will happen.
You can grab it, walk up to a kid and grab its hand and start walking around with it. And if the mom calls the police, they'll be like, "Oh, just ask them for the kid back. But can you take care of it on your own?"
Wow. Yet our policing departments across the country get something like billions of dollars
For what?
for their uniforms and
For,
their.
and let me also make a point. How come I see so many on-duty police officers out to lunch?
Now that you mention
They're
that,
always not on. They're always on duty, not working, and they'll always be just parked next to each other in like a little parking lot, just talking.
yeah,
And I'm like, aren't you on duty? But they'll
you know,
just be coming in the corner store. Hey, what's up? I'm just getting a coffee here. And they'll just jive around town, like they don't have somewhere to be.
yeah, I think there's definitely the portion of the cops who do their job well. You know, they take it
Yeah,
seriously,
yeah. And I know a lot of those.
and then there's there's the other portion that doesn't do anything.
They just roam.
And then
The Citizen app does more than them.
and then there's the other portion that does bad stuff. There's 3 segments, I think.
There's the lazies, the naughties, and the goodies.
The naughties.
And that's what we're gonna call bad cops, the naughties.
The naughties.
Or we could just call them gangbangers, like they are.
Okay. Yeah, it is interesting. I don't have any cops in my family. I'm not
I don't have any in my family.
a family person, but
I know some cool like detectives, obviously. I know there's good ones, but some lazy ones, they're really making everybody look bad.
coffee drinkers, them cup of joes.
Them cup of joes and chocolate sprinkled donut guys, they're ruining the squad.
And they're real.
Remember Officer Spike?
I do.
His little spiky hair.
I wonder how he's doing. Is he still working there?
I know. I think I saw that he retired or something, or like left. But the thing is, he was always weird to me.
Yeah, he definitely had like a flippant side to
He had
him.
like favorites.
Good.
Like he just out the gate hated me.
Didn't he know your dad?
Yeah, so did the freaking assistant principal. One time, I'm gonna tell a little story about science, something that happened in science class. Do you remember this?
I don't know.
I'm sitting in science class in the one that we had together with when Hansel would come in. I forget his name.
Sergeant.
Sergeant. I almost said Stevener, but that was 7th grade, I think. And I think we had a sub. Or no. Someone like came in the door to like watch the class for a few minutes because he had to go do something. And this was before Juul was a thing. There was little vape pens that people were using, but they had no nicotine in it. It was just flavoring. Like this was before it was commonplace to carry a Juul or any of that around. And there were these little, like literally they're not harmful to you in any way. It's just flavor. And somebody got one for me and I took it. I was like, it was in my backpack and I was like, moving it
Little round ones?
yeah, like the little tube.
Yes.
Like, they're not bad for you at all. They're not drugs. They're not nicotine. They're not tobacco. None of that.
It was really just like water vapor.
Water vapor. And I had that and I switched it to a different pocket because I was showing somebody in class. And whoever was like watching our class, sneakily, they saw me and they sneakily called the principal on me.
I remember
And
this.
then they came and escorted me out of class. And I'm going, what did I do now? Like, this is awesome. So I get down to the principal and he dumps my backpack out on the table, which was really rude, first of all, because I could have told you right where it was. He dumped my backpack out everywhere and pulls it out and goes, downed it. And I go, it's just water vapor. And he goes, this is a crack pipe. And I go, a what? And he goes, this is a crack pipe, isn't it? And I go, it's not a crack pipe. What do you think I don't even know what a crack pipe looks like. Google it. So I had him I was like, Google water vapor pen. And he Googled it and he was like, started taking it apart. He started opening it up and being like, I don't know what this is, but whatever it is, it's as bad as crack. He broke it, snapped it right in half, and then called my parents and told my parents I had a crack pipe.
He was an aggressive person.
And then he goes, okay, you can go. Once my dad goes, that's not a crack pipe, then I was set free. I was targeted at that school. Another thing that happened one time, this was before I ever smoked weed. I wouldn't smoke weed and then go to high school. I never went to high school at a point where I would be able to drive myself. So I obviously wouldn't have been able to smoke weed on the bus on the way there. And so I'd get to school and I would get there early because my brother would drop me off, or I think that was the time that my brother was dropping me off. So I would get to school super early and sit in the cafeteria. And there'd be like that other table of kids across the way that got there really early because they were stoners. And they what would they do? Probably like smoke on the way to school, or I don't know why they would get there so early.
I think they like. I know it was an interesting.
It was a weird, but you know the group I'm talking about, like people that I've never hung out with.
Maybe it was like they'd go for like breakfast.
Yeah, I think so. But we would, yeah. So I wouldn't even sit near them at all. I would sit on the opposite side of the cafeteria, completely alone, and I would just play on my iPod or whatever. The bell rings and we start walking from the cafeteria down the long hallway into the main area where all the classes are. And I'm just walking probably like 10 feet behind the group, like clearly not part of the group. And I get pulled by a teacher. They go, come here, walk with me. And I'm going, whose star are you? Why am I in trouble? She's like, walk with me right now. And I'm like, okay. So I start walking with her. She walks me to the main principal's office and goes, she smells like weed. She's high. Mind you, I was 14. I wasn't a regular smoker. And the principal goes, and he starts sniffing my entire body. I'm not kidding. And I start tearing up because I was like, I wasn't actually crying, but I was like, I got to show them that like I didn't do anything here. So I started my acting tears. I started crying and go, I've never smoked weed in my life. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, smell me. I'm like, smell me. I'm like, what can I do to prove to you that I didn't smoke weed? I was behind a group of kids, whatever. And he goes, I'm so sorry. You actually don't smell like weed. And then let me go.
Oh my.
I'm going, why was I targeted so much? And by the way, there were multiple kids there doing heroin. So
yeah, an odd amount of, people who ended up becoming pretty heavy drug addicts in high school.
Rehab for heroin.
For such an affluent town that we
live.
Well,
that's why, because they're rich, so they can just spend the money on drugs. And they would be on heroin at school. You know the specific, who has a child right now. That's what I'm talking about. They would sit in the hallway outside the cafeteria, high on heroin. And then there I was, being accused of having a crack pipe.
I think high schoolers today, like, I wonder if I could just be a fly on the wall in a high school today. I would actually be very intrigued to see what people.
I wish I would go to high school. I wish like I went to high school in these times. because I would have realized, I think, that like,
I think they are horrendous.
they're horrible people, but like, I feel like I would have embraced that and been like, I don't care what anybody here thinks. Like, I don't care about the teachers. I don't care if any of these.
I hear that kids go like this all the time. Like I see this on TikTok. Like
Oh yeah.
called Gen X motion, like faces, mannerisms. They go like this, like all the time. They go and like other weird stuff like that, like this, and they say like weird stuff all the time.
Like thinking about the fact that my dad has an advisory class. What do they say to him? First of all, I overheard.
Add on as a guest.
We will have him on. We'll have him. We can talk to him about what high schoolers are like now. But my dad, his advisory class, I heard him doing Zoom classes one time when I was home, and all they did was go on and just argue with each other about if Helen Keller was real.
That's an interesting subject.
It is actually, because they were making the point that my dad made the point. They were saying she flew a plane.
Oh my God. I've heard that she did like crazy, like she wrote a whole, you're saying she wrote a whole novel.
No, she didn't. Basically, I think what really happened is, okay, yeah, they're saying no, she flew a plane alone. Like, she was the only one in there. She flew around the world. Like, they say that. And my dad was like, maybe she flew a plane. Maybe there was 2 pilots in there, and they go, here, you want to steer real quick? So she sat down. I drove a plane. I flew a plane, right? She didn't freaking fly alone.
My question is, if you're blind and you're deaf and you have been your whole life,
you can't talk.
How do you communicate with anybody?
You don't.
You don't. So
there's no way she did anything.
Like, that's the thing is, she was definitely real. She definitely, survived.
I mean, I've never seen her birth certificate, but
I think maybe her chronicles of her life were embellished a little bit.
A lot.
A lot of it.
There's no way she could communicate with anybody. She's this.
Yeah, she can't see or hear.
You can't do anything without those 2 senses.
Like, you don't know what anything is. Like, even if someone like tried to communicate with you through like a tapping system,
you'd be like,
you wouldn't even know what they were trying to tell you because you have no point of reference for anything.
How do you even know what learning is? You don't.
Unless, like, someone every day, her mom went up to her and tapped her on the forehead once, and that means hi. Like, but she wouldn't even know what hi is. She doesn't know what language.
She doesn't know what greetings are.
She doesn't know any letters or words.
She doesn't know what a human. She doesn't know what she is.
Yeah, like, that's crazy.
You can teach someone Braille, but you can tell them, hey, what you're feeling right now
means cat.
Yeah, you don't know what a cat is, but you can feel it. You can whatever. But you can talk to them, talk them through it.
If someone's deaf, then you show them and you say this, like, you can write to them, you can tell them stuff. But I don't think someone who was born blind and deaf would develop normally.
No.
There's no way. Because there's all this research that if you don't speak to children when they're little,
they don't
develop the right way. Or if you lock a kid in a room, like all these horrible stories about children who get
one girl.
I watched a special about her, and she was locked in a room for
they only found her from the window.
Yeah, for like 12 years or something horrible like that.
She was like 40 pounds. Oh, and she never was able to grow into a real functioning human.
No. And
it's already too late. Once you're like 12 and you're like that, you're not developed.
Once you're like 5 or 6, I feel like, and you're like that, that's when you learn, like,
formative years.
40 of like, I don't know, like social.
Yeah, stop learning after 12.
No, but you know what, like, and the ways to like interact, like normal human interaction.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't believe Helen Keller's accolades. I don't believe anything.
It
I
just
believe she's real.
kind of impossible.
And also her name. What are the odds her name would be Helen Keller?
I don't think that's that unusual. During that time period, I would imagine Helen was a very common first name. But hey, each to their own.
It just seems a little too bland.
A little too rhymy.
Yeah. That's like, oh, of course you'd be Helen Keller.
I don't
Oh my God. I need to tell you like some of my potential future children names.
Go ahead.
And I want to hear yours.
Barry. No, Beryl. You sent me.
Carol.
Beryl.
Okay. So I'm going to start with the most recent thoughts. These are all female names. So I'm going to give you my top four female names. Otter, Beepy, Delta,
Hi.
and Uniqua.
Uniqua's been on there for a while.
It has. It's from the Backyardigans. We all know she's the androgynous, ambiguous, non-binary character.
Okay.
She's pink, so she's probably a girl, but as a child, I never knew.
I'm gonna tell you my real girl name. I've wanted to name my girl this forever. I think a lot of people our age probably did because of a show that we all know.
Charlie.
Charlie. I think Charlotte is just such a cute name. Charlie is
my list too.
name, but I'm tossing back and forth in my head if I want to name her just Charlie, because myself having a boy name, hated it when I was younger. She'll hate it for a little bit. She'll go,
Your boyfriend has a girl name.
my boyfriend. Yeah.
Hayden Panettiere.
Hayden. That is also a multi-gendered name. Anyway, my little Charlie, she'll.
You guys are non-binary?
We're binary, but we just have androgynous names.
Okay, Jeffree Star.
Yes. But my daughter will probably hate me, but then as time goes on, she'll go, oh, I like your name.
That's a really good name.
I like it, and I see myself having a daughter named Charlie.
I know more girl Charlies than boy Charlies now.
Oh, really?
I know one boy Charlie, and I know like 2 or 3. I know a Charlotte that goes by Charlie, and I know 2 other girl Charlies.
Maybe I'll need. I obviously have some time.
But that's a really good name.
Revisit.
I had on my list. I had Charlie/Harley with an IE / Arlie with an IE.
Harley is cute.
Yeah, so I've always liked the Arlie style name. I like Harley too for a girl. I think that's really unique.
Yeah, it is really cute.
And I like
That's the thing. I want it to be unique because everyone wants their kid's name to be unique, but I don't want it to be unique in a way that's stupid. Like I'm not. I don't know.
I have a boy name that I really would like to have.
What? Oh, I thought you were gonna say a boy's name for a girl, and I just imagined you saying like
Ted.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I would like to name my son Corduroy.
I like that.
It's my favorite fabric. What can I say?
What would you call him as a nickname? Cordy? Cord?
Yeah, probably Roy. No.
No, I like it.
Not Cord either, because there's Cord Overstreet from Glee. And I don't really like him. But, I mean, no disrespect to him if he's watching this, but Cord Overstreet, if you're watching this. Lessons.
But Roy's a cute nickname.
I don't like it. It's my old guitar teacher's name. So let's just call him Corduroy or Cordy.
Aiden has a friend. Accordion. His name is Rory. Rory. I don't know if that's his birth given name or what, but everyone calls him Rory.
Rory. And I like the letter Z for male. Just the letter Z.
Me, and Hayden always talk. He loves the name. He loves the name Lake. No, River. River is the one that he likes more. But then I go, oh my God, but I like the name Lake for a boy. I think that's awesome. No, Lake is what he likes. And I like them both, but I like River too.
Any sort of water.
So the joke is, he said, oh, I love the name Lake. Like, he met someone one time named Lake, a boy. And I go, oh my gosh, have two boys, one River. All right, folks, sorry about that. We just had a little bit of technical difficulty with the recording mechanism.
Oh, we're back.
But
and we're discussing names.
Yeah, we're talking about baby names. Beryl, Bushel.
Honestly, I hate that Beryl is really growing on me.
I agree.
It's kind of cute now at this point, right?
Right, but the way that it's spelled is important. Baryl.
Yeah.
Or no, Ber.
Beryl.
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 Yeah.
Also, though, like, I feel like with names, like, I have them categorized off based on what my husband's ethnicity will be.
That's also something that you need to take into consideration.
Yeah, because my parents, they think I'm going to marry somebody, like, ambiguous, ethnically ambiguous. Maybe a little tan.
You do like them tall, dark, and handsomes.
Dude, but now things are changing. I'm opening my mind.
Expand the horizons.
Yeah, and but I do have it, like, I have some names if my kid will come out tan. I have some, like, spicy names for them.
Different names for tan children versus
blonde
or fair children.
Like, if I have a tan kid, this was the first name I ever wrote down. I started this list in, like, 2012, and it's because at the time I was watching Glee, and I would like to say R.I.P. to the character that inspired this name. Naya Rivera, R.I.P. Santana is the first name I ever wrote down on this list. After her character.
That's
because
a horrible accident.
I know, that's so sad.
Her poor baby.
But I can keep her graces alive if I name my tan child Santana. Male or female?
Both. Yeah.
I do like it for a female, though, a lot.
My experience with having older parents, my dad was 50 when he had me, and my mom was 36. So I always grew up, I never really realized it when I was younger. I always knew that they were older, but then you start, like, getting into middle school and high school, and you realize, oh, everyone else's parents are much younger than mine.
Yeah.
Not than my mom necessarily, but a lot of them. And my biggest thing is I want to be there for my kids when they have kids. And if I wait until I'm 50 to have my first child, obviously not as a woman, that's a little like
almost impossible.
But, like, then my dad's not going to be around for my children's lives. And that's sad. Like, I want to be a grandparent. I want to, like, be there for my kid when they have a kid, when they get married, when they do all these big milestones. And my dad, he'll be around when I have my first child and when I get married, but not for very long. And he's not going to be like the active, fun grandfather who can run around with my kids. He's going to be old. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I feel even lucky that I have a grandma who's still in her 70s.
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, your grandparents, you actually have, like, you're going to have a long relationship with them. They're going to be great grandparents for you.
Yeah, they'll be able to be great. Like, my uncle, he has, like, a 2 or 3 year old. So, like, they're not as, obviously when we were kids, they watched us every single day, and they were like our babysitters. They would do everything with us. But now that my uncle has a 2 or 3 year old, like, they can't babysit his kids like that because they're just much older now. But when I have kids, compared to my other grandparents who probably won't be around when I have children, they'll still, at least they'll be there. Like, they won't be that active, but as great grandparents, they'll still be there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, my dad won't be he'll be grandfather for a short period of time, but like would never make it to great grandparent status. But I don't know.
I just want to be a great grandparent.
I just want to be a great grandparent. Fuck being a mom. Fuck being a grandma. I want to be a great grandma.
That is my goal, though. I think about it all the time. I go, okay, if I have a kid by this age, my kid will have to have a kid by this age, and then their kid will have to have a kid by this age, and then I'll be a great grandma.
So what are the ages? You can pop out maybe before 30.
Before 28.
Okay.
I'm 22 right now. I plan, if things go exactly my way, which it's highly unlikely that it will. Give me 2 years. Give me 2 more years of just me, doing me, making a name for myself, a couple, key roles that really make an impact, right? Then, once I do that, once I'm there and I go, there, I have a taste, I've accomplished some of the things I want to accomplish.
Enter in a man.
Literally the next day.
Side stage, walk on.
Side stage, enter. And he comes in, he drops down to one knee. Will you associate with me by marriage? And I will go,
yes.
Yes. And then within.
From the right side of the stage, in comes the baby.
Enters baby on stroller. Enters stork carrying baby. And drops it into my precious little hands.
You unwrap the package, and it's a perfect child.
Oh my God, she's not binary. Oh, Z's so cute, little ZZ. Oh, look at Zoozer.
I feel like you're gonna have the same issue with your child that you do with your cat. You're gonna call it 80 different names.
God, I didn't even think about that.
Oh, its name.
And like people tell me like you need to give her a name, like at least one, and I'm like, okay, I will, and then I don't.
No.
And I'm telling you, I know myself, I won't be able to stop.
Your husband calls her or him one name.
Yeah.
At least they have.
I gotta tell my husband, like, do not
call her any nicknames.
You call her by her name and that's it.
That's all. Her full name.
Oh my God. You think my
pie or cutie pie. Only her name.
Only her name. Even when she's not in trouble. Her full name.
First and last. And middle. How do you feel about middle names?
Oh, definitely giving my kid a middle name, but it's probably going to be Henley.
Yeah.
I want to continue that name on. But for the boy, it could be like
chicken pot pie.
Or chicken pot pie. That's a good one.
CPP.
Shepherd pie. Shepherd
pie.
Or
a little corduroy chicken pot pie. What?
I'm gonna name its middle name Colby.
Spelled with a K.
Yeah. After you.
Wow.
One of the godmothers.
I really appreciate it.
Well, the thing is, I'm not going to be having godmothers. I'm going to be having spirit guides. I'm serious.
Okay.
So I'm going to have 2 children, possibly 3, whatever. If my husband, it's really like 2 or 3. That's really up to my husband. I'm going to let him have some say. But what was I saying?
Spirit guides.
Right. You will be a spirit guide and Emma will be a spirit guide to each of my children. I'm not sure if you want the boy or the girl, but.
Auntie? I called my godparents auntie. I actually called my godparent, my godfather, his name is Steve. And we called him, or I called him, he was my godfather, we called him Gunkle, God Uncle.
Oh, so that's what they call gay uncles.
Oh.
That's like a real thing. Like, oh yeah, my gunkles.
Yeah, we called him Gunkle Steve.
Uncle Steve.
Yeah. But that was before the days of a gay Uncle Gunkle, I think.
Right. Yeah, no, you could be Aunt Colby.
Aunt? No.
Yeah. You think my kids are going to say aunt?
Yeah.
Auntie. No.
Auntie.
No.
Auntie?
I have an Auntie Anne. And I'm not the pretzels. Like I have a real Auntie Anne. That's what we called her.
I had those little cinnamon pretzels, not from Auntie Anne's, um, from a different one. I don't remember the name of it. Let me tell you.
Tell me.
Burlington Mall Pretzel Factory. Don't know what the name of it was. It was.
Was it Wetzel's?
I don't know.
That's the only other one I know of. WP's.
No, they weren't the cinnamon sugar. I had the regular because I always get cinnamon sugar. I just got the salted ones. They were the best pretzel bites I've ever had in my life. They were buttery, soft, warm. They were so delicious.
I'm gonna look up what that was. Burlington.
Burlington Mall, Massachusetts Mall pretzels store.
But I just saw a recipe. I just saw a recipe literally an hour ago for the Auntie Anne cinnamon sugar pretzels. Oh, it's called pretzel twister.
It was unbelievable. Like, let me tell you, it was unlike anything that I have ever had from a
I
pretzel.
need to give that a trial.
Buttery, just nothing better than a soft. And when I bought it, this is the kicker. When I bought them, I was not expecting them to be good.
Oh, well, you're just expecting kind of like your average
Salty, kind of dry. You need something to dunk it in because it's not that good. Boy, was I wrong. I was going to work, and I had a little bit of time before, so I went and I was walking around the mall, got myself the pretzels, and then I ate one, and it was like fireworks in my mouth. It was just an explosion of flavor. It was so delicious. I sat there. I was standing at the railing. You know, you can like look down. Like there's like standing at the railing, ate the whole bin in probably, if I actually had to guess, probably 3 minutes.
Oh my God, those are big cups.
It was a huge cup. It's like this big.
Oh, I saw the picture of them on the freaking website.
All of them gone. Less than 5 minutes.
I wish I had one of those near me. Maybe I do.
With the legends. The legends.
Does sound good. In other news, have you seen Demi Moore's face?
What?
Demi Moore's face.
Look, I'm all for people getting plastic surgery, enhancements, whatever they want to feel the way they want to, make their however they want. Go for it. I don't judge. But this is what boggles my mind. Celebrities who have so much money, who get bad work done, I don't understand it.
I don't either.
I don't understand.
Of all the recommendations, you could see any doctor you want. And but the other thing that really boggled my mind was she was already beautiful, and somebody must have told her, right, like, oh, you're starting to look old, or like you're not going to be able to get those roles anymore. You need to, you're going to be playing the mother, or you're going to be whatever. So something in her, somebody probably told her something, because that's how it is here, that made her be like, oh, I have to do something to make myself look younger.
I think that much, like, I don't, she looked great before.
When I look at her, I'm like, there's nothing that you would like tweak to, like, you already look really good and young compared to any other woman your age.
Right. And she was aging gracefully. That's the thing that,
yeah, that's the weird thing.
Is like when like older women, and I get it, because you're, especially probably in Hollywood and in that industry, you're surrounded by the next young hot girl who's taking your place because she's younger than you. So you're probably constantly comparing yourself to younger people. But there is some, there is some merit to aging with grace and looking great for 50. You look great for 50, but you don't want to look 20 when you're 50.
Yeah. I get that it's like really scary one day. I feel like this will definitely be how I feel, to like look in the mirror one day and be like, 60 years old and you look in the mirror and you're like, I still feel 21 on the inside. But then you look in the mirror and you're like, but I look like this. Like that to me, that's like a huge identity crisis that is really gonna freak me out, I feel like. To look in the mirror one day and be like, I'm old now. But at the same time, you can only go so far to prevent that before you start looking crazy.
It was like this.
Yeah, like she did something to her cheeks right here. You could see in the side pictures, it like cuts in like right under here. I don't even know what she's trying to achieve with that. But
It's an interesting. It's a double-edged sword because you wanna look better, but you look worse.
at what cost?
Exactly.
How far do you really want to go before
You go
they
to
always say like quit while you're ahead.
right.
She should have quit while she was ahead. And I feel for her. I'm not like shaming her. I really do. Like I feel that it is society and her probably her business and who she's around probably that made her feel like she needed to do that. Or she has some insecurities or whatever, but probably a combo.
Probably a combo platter.
The combo platter from the poo poo platter.
I haven't had a poo-poo platter in a while.
Never had poo poo platter, but I've always wanted one.
They have beef on a stick. They have the fried chicken fingers. They have chicken wings.
Wow. Why have I never got the poo poo platter?
Sometimes they have chicken and the beef on a stick, teriyaki. Sometimes they're both. They have the boneless spare ribs. They have crab rangoon. I know that's not your thing, but yeah, it's a smorgasbord of fried and unhealthy Chinese appetizers. It's delicious.
Well, it appears I'll be having a poo poo platter for dinner.
The thing is normally they have poo-poo platters for two, or poo-poo platters for.
That is an issue. I am extremely alone. So
But all that stuff reheats very well.
that's 2 meals.
Exactly. It's poo-poo platter for one plus a poo-poo platter for one equals a poo-poo platter for two.
I'm gonna look up poo poo platter for one. And if they have it, well, howdy ho, I'm getting one.
Does anyone else's cats out there, when you meow at them, they meow back at you and they talk to you? Oh, tiny. Because mine does. Yes. Can you talk? Cat break.
Let's put some jazz behind this.
We call a little kitty paws
Kitty paw intermission.
a kitty paws.
A kitty paws. Kitty paws plays in the background. How many kitty paws do you want? Does anyone else's cat ever crawl up to your mouth to get a kiss and then walk away?
No, my cat doesn't. What are you smelling?
Mine does that. She'll climb up and she'll go. And then she'll walk away.
She's really feisty on her terms, or little sassy.
A little sassy girl. She's always been.
Always been. She's made a big evolution though.
Really?
She's
How old is she now?
She's 9.
When did you get her? 8th grade?
Turning 9 in April. No, I got her my junior year of high school, but she was 3 turning 4. 3 turning 4. So
You
4.
only got her junior year? I feel like you always had her.
I know. She said, "You're my person. I love you." And
I feel like once they know, they know.
once they know exactly. And I'm really the only person, other than Hayden, actually, that she's like genuinely loved. She doesn't like any of my other family members. Not doesn't like them. Like she's friendly, but she's not like, she would never crawl up on their lap, never cuddle with them, you know.
Yeah.
But
You have a special bond.
Yeah, and Hayden has that bond with her as well, I have to
And
admit.
that's beautiful. And that is beautiful. And that's what I'm looking for. So if there's any men out there that really love, are willing to just come in and be a father figure to this little girl right here.
No boyfriends in 2021, fathers only.
Fathers only.
Father.
Seriously, the next person I date, like, oh, that's my boyfriend, I'm marrying. I'm not going to date somebody that's not going to marry me. And also, the next person to marry me has to treat me like the empress I am.
I agree.
Like, service me.
Exactly.
Open my door, close my door, be
Make you
respectful,
go get you a bagel.
go get me a bagel, turn on my heat for me in the morning.
Know your orders.
Know all my orders because they're very simple.
They're very simple.
And you know what? Another requirement, don't ask me if I'm sure about anything because, baby, I wouldn't have said it if I'm not sure.
Exactly.
Don't ever ask me, you sure you don't want anything? I'm
Oh,
100,000% positive.
me? I've been ordering this way for 10 years, I'm sure.
Don't mess with me. Don't try to change my order. Don't say, well, maybe you might like, no. Leave me be. That's the thing. That's the thing. The next guy needs to accept me for me. Every guy I've been with has tried to change me emotionally and with my food. With everything, they're always like, no, don't do it that way. Or you need to try, you needed this, you needed this. You need to be less this, be more this.
And you say, I need to be less nothing. The only
Yes.
thing I need to be less of is you.
Right. And so somebody will love me for all those things that everybody else said. Chill out with that.
Yeah, and then all those guys are going to go, oh, I missed out.
They're gonna go, someone accepted her for that. They're gonna go, someone is with that girl who won't eat anything on her food.
I wonder if that will change ever.
I don't know. And I'm open to it changing. I
I know
used to be,
you are open to it.
yeah, like that's the thing is I used to not be though. Like I used to be really attached to specific qualities about myself. Like the things that always thought like defined me, I was like, that's how it is and that's how it will be forever. And I was like, I would feel like, oh no, that's not me if I like tried fruit. I really would. I'd be like, that's ruining my brand. It's like ruining who I am because I don't like fruit. So if I become somebody who eats healthy, like that's just taking away a big part of me. But I realized that's not how life is. I can still be myself and evolve.
And like fruits and vegetables.
And I could like fruits and vegetables down the line one day.
I really think it for you it's going to depend on how they're prepared and what mindset you're in when you try them.
Yeah. If I'm in a positive, hopeful mindset, I'm more willing to try more.
Right.
If I'm angry, if I'm being forced,
You're not going to.
there's a strong sense of defiance inside me. When
I,
anybody tries to force me to do anything, it's a no-no.
right.
I'll say no just because you're telling me to do something.
Yeah, I don't know what that's like. I've always loved every single vegetable for as long as I can remember. I've been a vegetable.
Oh, look at you.
I'm not an egg person.
And that's weird because I love eggs.
Yeah, I can't. I'll do a bacon, egg, and cheese. I'll do an
Oh,
egg.
that's a luxury. A bacon, egg, and cheese. When I see people eating bacon, egg, and cheeses, going, they have their lives together.
That's a
They're,
normal New England breakfast, I gotta say.
I mean, they have them everywhere. McDonald's has them.
Yeah.
When I see that yellow wrapper with the orange writing on it,
Oh, my griddle, baby.
I go, whoa, that person knows what they're doing. They're evolved. They're on another level.
I'm surprised you don't like a bacon, egg, and cheese.
I accidentally got one the other day for free, and I just ate the egg.
Hmm. I think you would like it if you gave it a shot.
I just don't like cheese.
I bet you'd like a bacon egg.
I would like a bacon egg.
Do bacon egg, no cheese.
Make a bacon egg.
Yeah, delish. But I like bacon, egg, and cheese, and I like eggs Benedict, which is weird because it's like I just like when there's other stuff in there that doesn't taste like just eggs. I can't do just eggs. It literally makes me gag when I'm eating them.
It's weird
I've
that
had,
I like them then.
I've had scrambled eggs only from one place that were good.
Hmm.
No other place I've
And
ever.
that's also weird because I'm the opposite. I scrambled eggs like made anywhere but my house gross me out because I feel like they're not making them right. And I'm like, I don't know what else. I feel like they put something else in there. But like with mine,
You just put milk in your scrambled egg.
yeah,
Have to.
well,
Lots of butter.
scramble it up, salt, butter, throw those puppies in there. People add pepper, but I don't like pepper.
I like pepper.
But yeah, I think I make really good scrambled eggs.
You gotta make some for me sometime.
I will. I'm gonna let you try, because I'll eat them if you don't. So you can give them a try. Maybe when we come and we film our podcast here, our official filming podcast, like in person, you can do an egg trial.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm very open to trying new foods. As you know, I'm open. I used to hate seafood. I like it now. So
Never tried it.
I think your taste buds are always evolving.
Yeah. I'm hoping eventually mine evolve into something proper.
I get concerned for your children because if they never evolve, you know, I think you'll only cook the foods that you like.
No, my kids, I like cooking stuff. That's the thing. My grandma and grandpa told me I made the best apple pie they've ever had. And everybody has told me I make the best apple pie. And I know it's good. Like, I know when I'm making it, I'm like, oh, the cinnamon sugar. Like, I know how to make it good,
But
but I won't eat it. So my kids will be lucky. Like, I'll make them whatever. I'll make them. I'm going to make them eat healthy stuff. It's just, it's not necessarily that they're going to be learning by example.
right. They'll go, but mom, why don't you eat your vegetables? And you'll say,
Well, sweetie, I have a disorder.
because mommy's an adult and adults don't need their vegetables. Kids do.
That's exactly what I'm going to tell them. You know, adults don't need vegetables. That's the type of parenting I want to have, is parenting that is targeted. Meaning, maybe you change the rules a little around your kids and they don't know. You know what I mean? Like maybe, yeah, maybe I will tell them that red is blue.
We've talked about this before. Telling them that everything's different.
Yeah, like some internal type of parenting where it's like, I'll tell them blue is red so that when they go to school and they learn about colors, they come home and they get all confused and I'm just laughing my butt off.
So everyone made fun of me because I said that the Clifford the big red dog that he was the big blue dog. I said, why is he called the big red dog when he's blue? And everyone's gonna go, he's red, stupid. And you're gonna go,
But he's gonna go, yeah, but he's the big red dog, but like that color right there,
blue.
that's not the red that you guys are calling it. That's red. And because he won't be able to be like, that's blue. He'll be like, that's red. And they'll be like, no, it's not. That's blue. And he'll be like, no, it's red. And then there's going to be this whole thing where it's an incident. And then and then when he comes home from school and the teacher goes, no, that's red. That's not blue. That's red.
Sorry to cut this off early. Apparently, we lost the last couple minutes of this episode, but you didn't miss much. All we said is follow our Instagram at LFTB Podcast and send us any suggestions for topics, guests, send us questions, send us anything. And we'll see you in the next episode.